Hello everyone, welcome back to Area Blog once again. So in this video, we're going to learn about try, except, and finally blocks in Python. Error happen in Python, but Python give us a way to handle them using try, except, and finally blocks. So in this video, we'll learn how to prevent your program from crashing and handling exception like a pro, right? So the question is, what is exception handling? So exception handling is the process of catching error while a program is running and taking operation, and taking a appropriate action instead of letting them your program crash, right? So let's move with the example and we'll see how it works and why it worked like that. So we created a file that is try.py. Now, so the first thing we are going to try that is the try block contain. So try block basically. So the try block contain code that might cause an exception, right? So that might cause an exception means. So let me explain this. I'll write this try, right? And then we are going to take a input that is num equals to int and then input, right? Input and input, and then we are going to ask the enter number, right? So we are asking a user to enter a number. Now what we'll do, we'll print that is we can say 10 divided by num, right? So why this can cause an error, this might cause an exception or error, because suppose you ask a user to enter a number and user has entered 0. So you cannot divide a number by 0, right? That's where it will cause an error. And then that's where that's where the role of accept comes into the game. So the question is, what is the accept block? So the accept block handle the exception and lets the program continue. So the what does it means? Let me just declare it. So I've entered the accept, right? I've written the accept, and what you are getting here, that is we are dividing a number by 0. So in Python there are multiple error by default, by default given error, that is, so the first one is 0 division error, right? So we are dividing a number by 0. Now what we'll do, we'll type print, that is, and we'll write a message here, that is cannot divide number by 0, right? So let's run it and see how it works and why it work like that. So so let me just run this. So we'll type python and then try. Say enter a number. Now we are going to enter a 0. See, it say cannot divide number by 0. But if you run without this, it will give an error. And that error we are handling here using the try and except, right? And there is in Python, like you can handle multiple exception either separately or together, right? So suppose we are handling one error here. Now we are going to handle another error, that is except. Now that is value error. So what we'll do, we'll type a message that is print and we'll say invalid number, right? That's how you can you can handle multiple errors in Python. Now there is the term that is finally. So finally always run whether an exception occurred or not. Basically it is useful for cleanup task, right? So what we'll do, we'll delete this and we'll try to write a finally code. So we'll type finally and then we'll type a message here that is print and execution success. We'll just type runs, right? Now let's run it and see what it gives. So we said 0. It say cannot divide number by 0, and it also say runs. Right. That's where finally basically help us. It takes it basically useful for cleanup task, right? So best practice for try and accept, always handle specific execute exception, not generic accept. Use finally for uh, closing file or releasing resources, and try to keep as minimal as you can. Right? Only code that may cause error, try to put inside the this try, accept, and finally blocks. So today we learned how to handle exception in Python using try, accept, and finally blocks. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more Python tutorials, and share with your friends. In the next video, we are going to learn about raising exception in Python, right? So see you into the next one. Thank you.